usual, I started with the sky. I blended Prussian blue with white, adding a hint of yellow to achieve a soft, glowing sky. I proceeded cautiously, adding the yellow gradually to prevent the mixture from turning green. I mixed in cadmium red light and a touch of yellow to create a subtle, unsaturated purplish tone for the lower sky. I blended cadmium red light, yellow, and white to achieve the glowing effect on the clouds. Next, I incorporated ultramarine blue and ultramarine violet to depict the sky near the horizon. To paint the distant mountain, I combined ultramarine blue with Payne's gray and a hint of white. To bring out the closer mountain, I threw in some burnt umber to give it a warmer vibe. To portray the distant land, I mixed burnt umber, raw sienna, burnt sienna, ultramarine blue, Payne's gray, and added a touch of white. To clarify the composition of the mountain terrain, I used paint to outline the landscape. Before adding details, I categorized different color groups to outline the shadows and highlights of the mountains. Group 1, representing shading, consisted of a blend of ultramarine blue, raw umber, burnt umber, raw sienna, and burnt sienna. Group 2, representing highlighting, involved adding yellow ochre and white to the colors in Group 1. Group 3, also for highlighting, adding white to the colors in Group 1. From these three groups, it was easy to create additional shades by adjusting the amount of white, yellow ochre, or burnt sienna. Initially, I thought I could paint the mountain with this first coat of paint, so I added oil instead of paint thinner to the paint mixtures. Painting details using wet-on-wet technique proved to be tricky and didn't go as planned. So for this initial coat, it became the underpainting for the mountain range. This is where the problem arose. Using oil after drying, the paint became too thick and hard, making it difficult to paint on top of them. By now, the sky had dried enough to paint on top of it. I mixed perylene red with white to create the pinkish glow of the clouds. I added gray and diocesan purple to create a smoking horizon. It ended up being too purple. I created another mixture using ultramarine blue, paint gray, and white to paint over it. Next, I added some texture to the distant land. With the first layer of paint dried, I began adding details to the mountain range. I recreated the same color groups at the underpainting, but this time with added oil. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Once the first coat of paint dried, it became hard, making it challenging to add fine lines on top. As the light from the rising sun shone from the right, most mountainsides on the left appeared lighter as they caught more light. As I proceeded with the second coat, I found myself wishing I had used paint thinner for the first coat instead. The Anza Borrego Mountains are located about 90 miles northeast of San Diego in San Diego County. The moment I saw the reference picture, I knew I had to paint this mountain landscape. To me, it was a big painting with tons of details to nail down. Since I only started with oil painting 3 months ago, it was a great opportunity for practice. For me, each painting presents unique challenges, and the only way to tackle them is through practice and repetition. For the road, I use Portland Gray Medium and Gray Deep, adding a touch of ultramarine violet and a mix from Group 1. I added some texture to the road to give it the appearance of a dirt road. look at the finished painting. Thank you for watching.